So, you look any different? Since getting my new diagnosis yesterday, kind of feels like the day after a birthday. I was like, well, I don't really feel any different, but funny enough, I'm seeing things a little differently. Did a lot of introspecting last night. Lots. A lot of crying yesterday. Lots. But followed through with my session. I had a session from 5 to 6. Followed through. Didn't cancel. I was super happy. Yay. Had a great, amazing talk with a good friend. Thank you, Robin. And just decided that, it doesn't stop. It's just not stopping. I'm not quitting. I can't. This just gives me all the more reason to never miss a day of working out ever again. Like ever. This whole time I thought the worst thing I was battling was major depression. And then I went in and I was championing the difference between a common depressive episode and major depression. Those are two different things. Common depression, as Dr. Robert Sapolsky brilliantly kind of explained it, you go into the depression, the whole point of the depression is come out the other side. People with major depression will do one of two things. Usually, when they go down, will stay there for a very, very long time. Long time. Some people never get out. But when we come out, right on the other side, it's okay for a little bit, and then you dip down again. And you could be there for weeks or months on end. This is where I talked about psychomotor impairment. That is losing your ability to physically move because of depression. So you get laid up in bed all day long. You can't move. Your arms and your legs are perfectly fine. There's nothing physically injured about you, but you cannot mentally move, and it freaks you out because you don't understand what psychomotor impairment is, because it's not really talked about. So now I'm broadening my research to include bipolar disorder. Now, I had suspicions my whole life. But this whole time I was like, well, if it's depression, at least it's not bipolar disorder. Oops. And then I've realized, going into a little bit of research, I was also told that, it was kind of, all we could hope for is that treatment plans are going to work well. We are going forth with treatment plans. Starting out from the very, very bottom, we're just slowly building our way up. It's a different day though, for sure. It's a different day. But the good thing is that I get to continue my work. So regardless, that's kind of the silver lining of it all. My work does not stop. I don't stop. I will go in for as long as the good Lord will allow me. And so if you are suspicious of your mental status, check with your doctor. Get with your doctor. Have conversations that are uncomfortable, that are weird. Good. That means you're growing. But have those conversations. Have those talks. Talk to your family members, your friends. Funny enough, it was them who came to me. Because I couldn't see. I just thought I was eccentric. I just thought I was uniquely eccentric. Bipolar disorder. Okay. But there's some silver linings, and I'll be pointing those out in the days to come. But for right now, we have a workout to do. So, with that said, any questions, comments, concerns, please put them at the bottom. Requests of songs, feel free. Throw those at the bottom. Especially if they're songs I don't know, makes it super challenging when you're doing tempo. So, facing my mental health, my mental illness, I use fitness as my biggest weapon. This is the most potent weapon next to pharmacology. In fact, it makes the pharmacology actually work better. It makes my whole life seem a lot more better, more enriched, and it gets out a lot of stress, a lot of pent up pressure. Like, I'm bringing a lot of energy from yesterday into today. Everyone's like, let it go. It's not how memories work. Stop saying that to people. You don't just cut it off like a light switch. Days fade into each other. So yes, I'm still bringing energy from yesterday. So it will come out in my workouts through the songs that I pick. That's how I feel like I'm being heard in my sequences, in my workouts, is I pick music that feels good, that feels exactly how I feel at this present state in time. Not how I want to feel, not how I felt yesterday necessarily, but how do I feel right here in this moment? Because that's going to make all the difference in the starting of it, right? So, feeling very mixed. So I'm just going to hit play on whatever and get started on whatever. Sometimes no plan is the plan. Just go with it.
You call me, all friendly, telling me how much you miss me. That's funny, I guess you heard my songs. Well, I'm too busy for your business. Go find a girl who wants to listen. Cause if you think I was born yesterday, you have got me wrong. So I cut you off, I don't need your love.
I'm gonna just kind of freestyle this, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Since we said goodbye, I cut you off, I don't need your love. So you can try all you want. Your time is up, I'll tell you why. You say you're sorry, but it's too late now. So save it, get gone, shut up. Cause if you think I care about you now, well boy, I don't give a fuck.
One and two.
When my best friend caught you creeping,
the whole point is to keep your body in a continuous motion. So just go with it. Polykinetics. One move will blend into another. Alright, I'm tired of court.
So I cut you off, I don't need your love. Cause I already cried enough, I've been done, I've been moving on. Since we said goodbye, I cut you off, I don't need your love. So you can try all you want. Your time is up, I'll tell you why. You say you're sorry, but it's too late now. So save it, get gone, shut up. Cause if you think I care about you now, well boy, I don't give a fuck. You say you're sorry, but it's too late now. So save it, get gone, shut up. Cause if you think I care about you now, well boy, I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna try and finish out my chord. Tempo kills me. Oh my gosh. So that was the warm up. How do you like it? Pretty cool, huh? See, stay on the beat. That's all you have to do. All right, let me get a little bit more readjusted. Okay. Thank you, everybody who's following me today and following along. Thank you. Makes me feel a little bit more like one more foot into normalcy. So I appreciate that greatly. Spread the word. Make it weird. Tell your friends you can kick their ass in under 2 minutes and then show them up. That's my favorite thing to do is people look at me and I've worked with people way fitter than I am. Trust me. But I know I can take them down. Just like I did in martial arts. So stay on the beat. within 35 to 45 seconds, you're going to feel this. Woo, are you going to feel it? It's going to start burning. And then that burning is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And all of a sudden, it's not going to be okay. That's growth. That's called growth. Let it happen. Just recognize when it does and pay attention to your body, not your fucking ego. Your ego will get you hurt in tempo. I've read about it a few times. Men, like, I guess not necessarily running on the Vina, but, just going too heavy and too fast, which is a for sure way to kick your own ass. So, don't do that. Know when your sweet spot is and know when to take a break. All right, here we go. Ooh, core. I'm going to do this 2 count because that's just as hard as an 8 count. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And y'all, I had pudding and strawberries last night. I'm not a perfect dieter. I always revert to the 8. Why do I do this? Because 2 counts starts to hurt. Go back to it. I'm feeling it right here. That burn will travel. You stick with it long enough, you'll feel it move. The only problem is when it moves, the original starting spot does not stop burning. It continues to burn. Like a wildfire, it just spreads. I'm gonna take a break here because I can't stand this part of the song. Oh wait. The more proper thing to do would be to stretch, but I'm kind of improper. No, if you want to keep going, that's great. I usually revolt by the core. So, I'm going to try and keep myself focused today. Three, 4. So, this is a 4 count vertical core crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. A good stretch in there. Increasing range of motion. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let those arms help. They do. I will work on getting myself centered, but I kind of lose it in a couple of moments, so I just let it. Done. Woo. How we doing? Push that pause. Yes. So, how we feeling? Right? Get it. We have to. Movement is medicine. We know this. I am just like I don't want to use the L word because I find that very improper when you have depression. I suffered severely with psychomotor impairment through bouts of my life. So even in those moments, I wanted to try to have something to give me a glimmer of hope that I was still connected to life somehow. And feeling numb is not that. It's a horrible feeling because it's no feeling at all. So funny enough, what I would do is I'd lay down in bed or on the couch. Mostly it was the couch. Right? This was me so many times. I cannot even say. And then that became this. And I started feeling better. I'd scoot down. Something. Now this is all fine and dandy, but I needed something that was actually going to make those moves 10 times better and more efficient, actually work and keep my attention and not piss me off or get me injured. I had a tall order, so I found out by doing tempo, staying on the beat. Oh, ooh, ooh. Next level shit, y'all. Next level shit. And if you haven't tried it, if you've been watching but you've never tried it, and try it. Try it. It'll take you 5 seconds to learn. It'll take you a lifetime to master it. That's the fun part of it. I proudly am 9.5 years in come July. It'll be 9.5 years. It'll be 10 years in January. I started this when I was 29 years old. Lost the marriage. Everything's going to hell. Dumpster fires. I was like, all right. I'm hitting rock bottom. So the only way to go from there is up. It's the best thing about rock bottom. The only way to go. You have to go up. If you're a fighter, you're going to go up. If not, let's not do that. And that's why we work out every day. It makes us feel good. It releases feel-good endorphins, oxytocin, serotonin, all that good stuff. Circulation makes you feel alive. So if you can't do it standing, do it sitting. Can't do it sit it, do it laying down on the couch like I just demonstrated. Google exercises. I'll teach you the tempos. There's about 5 of them that I play with. And as you follow me, you'll learn those bit by bit. And I'll try to keep down to a minimum my storytelling. You can go to my website at polykfit.com and read more all about that, all the way from 2014 to today. And I want to thank every single one of you for joining me right now. You have no idea the impact that you're making in real time to me, and to those who love and care and support me here in my town. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you again. All right, getting back with it. So what comes next? Ooh, let's do some arms. Some really simple arms. And it's pre-song. Super pretty. One circle. Chest out, shoulders back, just like in high school.
Tell me what is on your mind. Tell me how you
Or in the military, they use it everywhere.
We feel like $1 million.
When I say switch, we're gonna go backwards.
Tell me how you even though we're lost inside, you kill me with your pale blue eyes.
Backwards. Ready, go.
Tell me what is on your mind. Tell me are we onto something? Outer in the blinding lights. All I know is when you're gone, it all hurts and I feel incomplete. Even though we're lost inside, you kill me with your pale blue eyes.
Right. slowly lower them, and we're done. Done.
Astro, no.
No, we're not doing this. I'm just playing. Squats.
What you know
4
about
count.
rolling down in the deep when your brain goes numb? You can call that mental.
You got the balls? Good. Do ball assisted squats.
Slow motion, yeah. I feel like an astronaut in the ocean.
I used the chair. We did balls in class. It all works. Stay on the beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
She say that I'm cool. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I believe in G-O-D. Don't believe in T-H-O-T. She keep playing me dumb. I'm a player for fun. Y'all don't really know my mental. Let me give you the picture like stencil. Falling out in a drought. No flow rain was pouring down.
Now that depth does not have to be super low. Right here. Up.
Cool, but I still feel burned.
Here.
You can feel my surge. I'ma kill everything like this purge.
Fine. Because over time, you will naturally go.
I'ma work, even if I don't get paid for progression.
If you think I'm mine, try it.
Is electric. I'ma keep it in motion, keep it moving like kinetic. Put this shit in a frame, but I know I don't blame everything that I say. Man, I seen you deflate. Let me elevate this in a prank. Have you walking on a plane? La 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 la. Both hands together, God, let me pray. I've been going right around, call that relay. Pass the baton, back in the mall, swimming in the pool, can't drink them all. When a piece of this, a piece of mine, my piece of sign.
Feeling where I want that to hit. More legs or more butt? My choice.
Please do not waste my time. What you know about rolling down in the
ass in, more legs. Ass back. More. And if you want more fullness, get weights.
What you know about rolling down in the deep when your brain goes numb? You can call them.
I'm still getting there personally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bilateral shoulder press, overhead 2 count. 8 counts weight resistance. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And this song is 3 minutes, 8 seconds. I'm gonna need y'all to pray for me. Just focusing on my breathing and this continuous, consistent motion. Only things in my mind right here, right now, this very moment. If you feel any popping in your shoulders, or any crunching and grinding, bring your elbows in. It's going to hit you more chest than shoulder, but it's still going to get your shoulders. And then more at like a 45-degree angle. You're going to feel the difference. So, play with that. We have a lot of movement options. 1, 2. My only request is that you stay on that beat at all times. Even if you're not perfect in your execution, cool, it gives us areas to work on. But as a tempo instructor, I know if you're staying on that beat, you are building and burning. Makes me a happy camper. Yes. Using my core to stabilize, and my focus is on my arms. And I can switch up that positioning whenever the hell I want. 1, 2, 1, 2. one will be a hybrid between my core and my legs. I'm just not calling you in. Ha! Ooh, it burns, it burns, it burns. Still activating the core, just in a different little way. Excuse me. Told you, Polykinetics makes you burp. Yoga makes you fart. Pick your pain. All right. Just gonna sit here. How y'all doing? Now, in order to maintain my safety, I have to remain perfectly still. So if I dance, I'm in deep shit. No dancing in tempo. That's why I know this isn't dancing because this does not end. And rest during this part, absolutely. I'm catching my breath, still building my legs. From an isometric hold, I'm going to go into a stretch. See the difference? So now, I'm feeling no burning at all. I'm feeling a good stretch. This is my favorite one in the world. I love this one. Burns so good. Hands down on the floor. Christine. There. Next. Ooh. If any of you know this song out there, I'll give you $1. Music challenge. Who is this? I met her once in a nightclub. We're gonna do legs. Leg lifts. Shit. He was a 6-foot stallion, saying a story book about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let me get on beat straight. Let me do this girl justice. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. challenge the crap out of balance. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you don't want to challenge that balance, make your stance wider. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the difference. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2. You have a lot more rivalry. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now normally we would think of those as fails, but they're actually your brain is readjusting to adapt to the work that you're doing to it. So you're literally building when you screw up. Allow yourself to screw up so you can make those corrections. You guys ever seen my day 1 videos, like in 2015? Big difference. No pun. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All I have to remember, stay on that beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, Did you notice the progressive increase, the betterment of my balance throughout the sequence? I sucked at the beginning, but my brain was able to correct by that end. Because our brains are awesome that way! 4, 8 count. And I know some of you reached out, you told me you bought your own big ball, so we are going to do big ball exercises. Officially, we call it the big ball CC, the big ball core crunches. So, when you're not dancing around like I am, put your legs together, squeeze your butt together, keep your butt moving. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Try to keep arms out so you can see. But where you put your arms matters. Let's talk about that real quick. So if you put your arms out, it's going to feel different. If you have your arms up, it's going to feel different. Arms in front of you, Andy. Choose wisely, unless I need to specify. Now, if you cannot do this with your arms, you're here. I can feel the sweat literally dripping down my face. You feel it dripping down the middle of my back, straight into my butt crack. Ew. And I can let my body move in any angular position as I want, as long as I have a conscious awareness. Just don't shake your butt, you will hurt your back. So, all upper body. Unbelievable.
Yeah, y'all know what it is.
Oh, so I'm gonna take a small break because I'm like, my break point is when I start feeling the drips. If I start feeling the drips come down my forehead, I'm like, okay, break time. Take a little break. Excuse me. Told you. That move will decongest you. Let it. Do not swallow that stuff. Spit it out. I'll be doing that for a bit. The more you do that VCC, it'll start putting that pressure up on your chest, and it breaks up the phlegm. And you'll start, if you get sinus problems, do the VCC long enough, you won't anymore. I guarantee it. I can almost guarantee it. It's unbelievable what that move does to the diaphragm muscle. It's like, ooh, I breathe better. Like, it's just amazing. So, whew. How are we all feeling? Let me actually come through and read. It's like, yes, I lost a total of 103. I've been maintaining that. I haven't lost more. I can lose up to 120. So there's a 17-pound fluff part right there, and that's what I'm using for my junk food. So because I've been eating very richly, obviously, I haven't lost any more, but I have maintained at 103 with my imperfect diet because I've been doing my exercises every day. So I do put a lot of emphasis on the exercise when the diet is not in tune. Now, I will go into what I call training mode, which is where I am very, don't want to use the S word. I'm very disciplined with my diet. And their difference in 10 days is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The problem is you got to get to like the 3 or 4 day detox. If you're a sugar addict, you're going to go through a detox. And that detox is going to kind of suck. However, there are safe ways of doing it. Signal is glitchy. No. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this. I'm not surprised. I don't pay for any formal advertising because I'm a very humble means. And of course, this whole time I've been documenting my progress with mental illness as well. So that is the whole reason why I started working out in the first place, is because of a mental breakdown. I had a nervous breakdown. And I could have gone 2 ways. I was very conscious of I see it very clear in my mind. It's like a picture. I was at a fork and it had a left road, it had a right road. And for some reason, I leaned towards the word right. And let funny enough, led me to fitness. The left, the other road would have sent me to prison. So thank goodness I picked the right one. But I've lost over 103 pounds. I went from a size, I was wearing Torrid brand clothes. So I think I was like an 18, 20, 16, 18, depending on the designer. And now I wear between a 4 and a 6. Not bad. And again, it's not just the physical, it was the mental, how this was able to help me go into remission from a severe depressive episode back in 2017. And I kind of hit a minor one around 2019, 2020. But wasn't nearly as severe because I had been doing the workouts. So I credit this a lot. I credit all exercise, not just this. I just do Polykinetics tempo because it's the simplest thing on the planet. I don't have to really think about it. I just do it. I can push play, pick my music, pick my move, and that's why I go live every day, to bring it to people. To let you know, no offense, I see people out there charging like $80, $100. Don't get me wrong, everybody likes to pay their bills. But you don't have to pay to learn tempo. I will teach it for free until I die. It is my service back to those who put their hand out to me. So this is just a very unique way. I never thought it was going to come out looking this way. I thought it was going to come out like, actual going out into the community. And that is, those projects are in the works. But I never thought that, funny enough, the beginning would actually be on TikTok. So, thank you. As long as there's one person, there's a purpose. So, thank you. All right, moving on. Again, any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, please put those at the bottom. At the very end of my workout, I do try to go back and look at those. It's kind of weird because, but we're working on it. I'm working on my camera etiquette as we speak. Now, we need to pump up this energy again. So I'm going to pick a faster song because faster songs in tempo induce more cardio effect versus slower songs are going to induce more of a strengthening effect. So pick your songs wisely. Also remember, the longer the song, the harder it gets. So all y'all with your golden oldie 7, 8, 10, 20, 30-minute songs on a single side, I remember those. Careful. Oh, there's so many good ones. Where do we start? Do you want to hear one of the funniest club songs that I ever heard? Because imagine like 100 people with whistles in their mouth.
No more whistle, baby.
No, I can't do that one. So, when we're talking about duration, let me go ahead and whip out a 5-minute song. Love this song. It's called Connected by Stereo MCs. It's a 90s song. So, we're going to do that 2 count. And this is under 100 beats per minute, so it's not going to kill you at first. It might take a little bit. But realize, keep track of when you start to fatigue. I'm telling you, it's going to be between usually 35 and 45 seconds. The book says 30 seconds, but I've tested people and a lot of people last closer to 45 and now even 55 seconds. So keep track of your count. I'll let you know when it's burning for me. Let's see how close comparison our reactions are. All right? Little real-time science experiment. Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, start time was 14 seconds. Pay attention to your body. You won't believe how it reacts. Now, if you're starting, come down here. This is beginner. Beginner. Got me? Intermediate. Baseline at the waistline. Dance. I'm trying not to move hands. Ah! So the higher that knee, the more intense this exercise gets. That's up to you. That's ego versus ass. My hands here put a cap on my ego. Because no one grows with an ego. Woo! Feeling it in my inner thighs. And we are 1 minute, 43 seconds in. No dancing. Remember, no dancing. You will burn through your energy faster than you have to. This also is teaching a little bit of discipline of delayed gratification. 2, 1, 2. Remember that? Delayed gratification? You can nod your head as long as you don't get dizzy or lightheaded. I'll give that. Helps keep heat. Activate the vagus nerve. No dancing. That's occipital lobe. Keep that one quiet. No, cerebellum, my bad. Occipital, that's visual, right? This is why I don't keep the brain. I just play with it. Okay, now I'm on fire. What time is it? 2:55. From 1:44 to 2:55. 1 minute, 11 seconds. Oh, that's creepy. 111. So now I'm fighting fatigue the rest of the way. Woo. No dancing. Off the beat, I fail. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Deep breaths, big deep breaths. Woo! One move, one song, one sequence, one song, however the hell you want to word it. One at a time. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now if I wanted to, I could be changing up tempo. I'm just going with flow. Flow with tempo. Done. Big time activation. Big time activation right here. Ooh!
They call me Big LA.
We're getting to you, LL. All right, that's a 4.5 minute song, so that'll actually be a really good one. Anytime that I'm working with a lengthier song, and I love the song, but it is a little lengthy, I'll do a 50-50 hybrid. 50-50 hybrid is literally you watch the timer. When that little line gets right in the middle of that damn song, you switch sides, or you switch legs, or you switch exercises. Hybriding. Totally fine. You can hybrid with different moves. You can hybrid with different tempos. As long as you stay on the beat. Stay on the beat. Stay on the beat. Stay on the beat. I don't mind. Mix it up. Have fun with it. That's kind of the fun part. You're like, ooh, wonder what this move to this song does. And then you're like, I'm never doing that shit again. Oh my God. It's very, 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 very fun. It's very humbling too. So if you're super confident human being, excuse me. Gross. Pardon. Yeah, not showing that part. No, I'm never going to be that comfortable ever. But yeah, switch it up. The only time this plateaus ever is if you do the same move to the same music to the same speed fucking every time. So no offense, we all know someone in the universe who is currently doing that, don't we? Meow, 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 meow. For legal reasons, I have to do the meow version. Please pardon. Meow, 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 meow. Okay. All right. But you will get benefits. However, you're going to plateau because your body's going to build up and you're going to feel, oh yeah, I could do this forever. And you never challenge yourself out of your new threshold. You make yourself a new comfort zone and you live there. So this constantly progresses and progresses. It goes in such a manner, nope, no good in comfort. Nope. Every sequence is going to hit you. It's going to hit you differently every time. So even though I'm doing the same basic moves, I do functional movements only. I don't do because I don't have to. Nothing in my daily life ever requires me to do that combination ever. So I've excluded it completely from my regimen. Doesn't mean you have to. Tempo still works on anything. I hate this exercise. That's why I never do it. But I'm going to demonstrate it for y'all. The 4-count burpee. So now how fast I'm doing the burpee depends on the tempo I set it to, the beats per minute. So I'm going to go at about, I don't know, 90-ish beats per minute. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then maintaining that consistent. We did it in class. We only did it to 10. We didn't do it for 2 minutes. Way different experience. Way different. So it's like you're taking the same path, but again, and there's 2 different reactions, and it's incredible. And that's why I'm addicted to tempo. So give it a shot. Let me know what you think. I'm going to take a moment. Whew. All right, where are my granny glasses? Whew. Because I'm getting up there, y'all. All right. This is making me smile and giggle, right? Isn't that incredible? I love that effect. I love that effect so much. And I love it for my clients, especially when they come in and they're like all stern with me and giving me the look, you know? And I'm like, ooh, let's do this. Let's do it. Ooh. And then because I know, and I clock them, I said, and they're like, this is bullshit. And I'm like, you still have 15 seconds. And I'm watching, I'm looking, and then I start paying attention. I go 5, 4, 3, 2. And then there you start, because I know that that burning sensation is setting in about that time. And to see their face melt, to see that skepticism literally melt off their face, there's no greater feeling. None. That's why I love teaching, because I love bringing something new to the table. And if there's anything, if I just might put my thumbprint on the world, this would be it. So, tempo. Looking forward to burpees. You know what? I don't think I'll ever be looking forward to burpees. Like, I have PTSD from burpees. And mountain climbers, too. I hate those two. I hate them so much. I hate mountain climbers less than burpees. I don't know. I guess because when you're a big kid, and I always had like the stomach, and I still have the skin. You see, I still have the skin from my belly. So like, oh, that was the cutest thing ever. That was adorable. But thank you so much. I'm learning how all of this is. Oh, Tanner, that is so adorable. I see what you're doing. I see what y'all doing. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever love burpees, like ever. But I love doing tempo, and I will try different moves on different tempos, on different songs. And yeah, right? So give me a song. Somebody throw me a song. And if I pick one before you, that's fine. We'll just put it in a lineup. Ooh, already found one. See how simple? So now, as soon as I saw this song, an exercise popped in my head. Now I had to double guess to make sure it, because working with a dualistic mind now. So I double check myself all the time to make sure it's not crazy. And so this one popped in my head. And then the count, because of the song, I can go 2 or 4 count. I don't know. I don't recommend an 8 count overhead. That just seems weird. Just a little bit out of my weird zone that I'm comfortable with. A little too weird. But I like how it activates on the 2 and 4 count. So I'm going to hybrid a 2 count and a 4 count, just simply depending on how I fatigue out. So I'm actually going to start out, because I'm going to use my 8-pound weight sets. I want to burn a little bit more than I want to build, so I'm going lighter weight. 1, 2, 1, a little faster count. If I want to do more strengthening, 1, 2, 3, 4, with heavier weights. There we go. That's the formula. So, there we go. All right. Let's do this.
Prejudice. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it go.
Loved this group when I was little. 3 groups I was absolutely obsessed about, besides Madonna. She was a solo, but Real McCoy, In Vogue, and Ace of Base kind of made my childhood. Spice Girls were in there too. Thank you, Spice Girls. I was the worst teeny bopper ever, I swear. When it came to music, woo, don't get me on Backstreet Boys. 2, 1, 2. See, as long as I stay on that beat, I can let my mind focus, I can let it wander. It's up to me. I am in control of where it goes. And sometimes, woo, that burning be so blessed and intense. Have to focus. One, two, one, two, one, two. Coming down low. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is a popular one in those bodybuilding jigs. Everyone likes this one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice how I switch up my angular positioning depending on my fatigue. You will do the same. Going low is the least intense. Most intense is debatable between an overhead and a transverse. I kind of think this is harder than overhead, in my personal opinion, and professional. But if you are having mobility issues in your shoulders, go lower. Low. 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 Still burns all the same. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. My grip, I'm like white knuckling these weights. Pushing through, building the endurance. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, we'll work that singularly. Because my right actually feels more fatigue than my left. Both ways work. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, done. Bingo. See? God bless the birds. They got my bicep. I got my bicep in my forearm. These sounds like a fucking piranha's like right here. I can almost pinpoint it exactly. It's right here. Right there is where I'm feeling it the most. Holy crap. Legs. Double. Keeping my posture up nice and high. Leading from heart, the chest. Little twist in there for the core, but at the core. Breathe again nice and deep. And again, double too intense, go back to a single. Using my arms because my legs are tired AF. God! That's what they're there for. Let them help you. Forward, forward. Oh, almost there. I got like 3 seconds. Almost. Okay. Oh, Lordy. Good stuff. Good. Straight to the core.
Hey, you got what I wanted, Sony, yeah. Mithi galan karke tu na ja chatke. Hey, I think about it every day. Baby looking like Hana Kazana on a plate. Hey, like mithai, like kulfi, rasmalai. Pista barfi, sardiyan vich garmi lagdi. Jad vi tu mere raah vichon chaldi. Yeah, love vich mere kolo langdi. Throw it back and bubble up in front of me.
So when you get comfortable with this move, you're going to take on a lot with your upper body, with your arms, and you're going to feel these different muscles. But right now we're just working on these.
Hey, baby, let me see it. I just want to eat it. Baby, let me see it. Oh, I really need it. Oh, baby, let me see it. I just want to eat it. I know the things that you like.
And yes, when you travel, when you move your legs and you move your feet off the ground, it lowers the intensity versus, because this force is reverberating down to the ground because you don't move your feet, it comes back up. And if you use your arms, it will travel from front to back.
Like Bonnie, Barney, Shawty bad, she my divani Mastani. Light it up, I'm living every day like it's Diwali. Young Tesha, young Shahrukh, I'm at every party. And you got what I want, it's Sony, yeah. Mithi galan karke tu na ja chatke. Ab to main manga tera pyar honey, yeah, girl. You know what I'ma say? Hey, baby, let me see it. I just wanna eat it. Baby, let me see it. Oh, I really need it.
Keeping my movements nice and stiff. Nice and stiff. Nice and stiff. Because the more fluidity I give myself, higher the risk of injury. 1 and 2.
I just wanna eat it.
It's finding the sweet spot between stiff and fluid. Everyone's sweet spot is going to be a little bit different than the person next to them. No two people are identical. arms are helping me follow through with this contraction. When I pull my arm down or I pull it back, when I pull it back, it's and when I pull it down, it's like puts a little extra spice. That's one of these little numbers. So play with that, but be careful, because if you pull back just a millimeter too much or too long or in the wrong position and something goes wrong. That's how thin that line is, like paper thin. Woo! That's why people hire trainers to help them. So safe, insane, very thin line. Are you having fun yet? Are you not entertained? Oh, I just can't wait to meet the person they're going to put me on when I go on the new medication regimen, because that's the difference between depression, taking a moment, depression and bipolar disorder, was that depression, you can, you're going to come off and on antidepressants with my chronic condition. So I was expecting that, but I would have periods where I wasn't on any medication. That was actually kind of nice. I was on supplements, so I had to keep up with all the regimen, but I wasn't on actually any medications. Everything comes with kind of side effects, so we're going to be waiting through that. So being very patient with me over the next 30 days. Thank you. Thanking you in advance. I've never met the person that I'm going to become, so it's a little daunting to shed your former self and to put trust in the hands of people you don't really know. Ooh, talk about a walk of faith. So that's exactly what I feel. I feel hope. I feel hopeful. I felt fear for about a couple of hours yesterday. And then with all of your messages, I did not actually mean to post that video. I was going to stick it in my drafts. I was like, I'm going to go ahead and record it because it's very raw, it's very real, and people need to see this part. This is the ugly side everybody needs to see. You thought this was the ugly side. Oh, no. No, see my last video post. That was pretty much my ugliest. And so I was going to stick it in my drafts and wait. I was like, well, when I feel better, I'll go ahead and post it, and I'll put a nice message on it, and put proper tags and, whatever. But my finger hit the wrong damn button. And that's why if you look, there's no title, no tags, no nothing, because I didn't mean to post it. I meant to record it. I did not mean to post it. So obviously it was meant to be out there, but thank you, everybody who reached out to me through that video. Thank you so much. Sometimes I was crying through a lot of them. So all I could really put, and all I could really see on my screen was the little heart icon. So if you got a heart icon on your comment on that video, that means I was currently like wiping away tears, and that's literally all I could see at that moment was the little heart icon. And you got 3 hearts because 3 is my favorite number. So thank you again. It gives me unbelievable hope, and I hope it gives hope to others. I'm a very big time realist. I love being giddy and positive, but I am an absolute realist. I understand what's facing me. My father unfortunately lost his battle at 43, so there's my goal. Make it to 44. I'm 39 years old right now. So there we go. You all are stuck with me for the next 4 years. At least. So I hope you all are in it to win it and in it for the long run, because I am too. I have absolutely no choice in the matter now. Fitness makes everything in life better. Even in the worst of circumstances, it really does. And if it wasn't true, trust me, I would not be promoting it. I would not put my ass on the line and get the kind of messages that I got if it wasn't true. Because that's why I'm able to dismiss a lot of the bullshit, is because I know what I'm saying is true. Any workout. All I did was try to minimize, get rid of all the excuses, increase the safety, decrease the risk, make it universal, make it simple. Here we go. Here we are. So, let me know what you think. I've been doing Polykinetics tempo for quite a while, but I always love being challenged. I'm never done learning. So throw stuff at me. Ask me questions. Give me scenarios. Make it weird. I love it. Ooh, let's do this song. This song got really popular on my TikTok. This is a hybrid between the bilateral forward punch and the VCC. No, it's the bilateral forward punch with the core And then I go into 2 count leg lifts. Super cool little cute sequence. This is the part you didn't see in the clip. That's the part you didn't see.
Soyez prêts pour Aaron Chupa et Albatraoz. C'est parti.
I got it.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super strong, super humble.
Oh, I see ya. Oh, I see ya. Oh, I see ya.
Going into legs.
I'm an albatross. I got it. I'm an albatross. This is albatross, yeah.
So it starts here and mine travels this way. And then for this little center part, I'm going to show you exactly what I do. Besides dieting and watching what I eat, this thing is going to be your best friend. Don't have one, get one. Big blue ball. My best friend is a big blue ball. Tesla had a pigeon. I have a ball. I play with it all the time. And I do. I love this thing, especially with working the core, doing squats, assisted. When I'm trying to get depth on my squats, I use the ball. And then what do? I let the air out of the ball. So it keeps my legs nice and wide. And then the flatter this ball gets, the lower my butt gets to the ground. Little things like that. I don't go out and buy a new ball. I let the air out of the old one. Smarter, not harder, y'all. Smarter, not harder. And I'm sorry, but Polykinetics tempo is the epitome of smarter, not harder. I can describe the science. I'll need somebody else to break it down because they have a degree for that. I don't. My certification is that I'm a certified black belt in ATA Taekwondo. I even shadowboxed it. It took me 4 years to get it too, because it is hard being a morbidly obese kid in a major combative sport. Woo! Sometimes you hope the competitor kills you because your own body will if it doesn't. It's rough. Very, very rough. I had to work twice as hard, twice as long, twice as fast. And then my counterparts. But I learned a lot through that period. So, no pain in vain. It's my favorite motto, no pain in vain. We're not going through shit for no reason. And if you can't think of a reason, you assign it a reason. That's why I do these workouts so much. So, that pain has any other reason for existing is to help me get through these damn workouts one by one. And I will use them accordingly. And sometimes I curse, sometimes I shout. Sometimes it takes me 1 hour, sometimes it takes me 4. However long it takes. I literally have nothing to do today right now until noonish. So, just processing pain into progress, into drips of sweat, into muscle. See, look, I get muscle. You get muscle. A lot of diet goes into muscle definition, and it goes into gaining muscle. So if you're trying to build muscle and your diet is not up to par to support that muscle growth, you're not going to gain the muscle. No matter what kind of exercise you do, you actually break it down. So make sure that your diet's on check. And if not, seek out a dietitian, a nutritionist. They will absolutely be able to help you. I seek advice from nutritionists and dietitians all the time. They are an encyclopedia. They are a Google of information. They really are quite good. So seek them out. And of course, people who seek me out want to learn tempo. So I teach them tempo. Super fun. So let's lower this mid-core area right here. This little area, this little farthest little area, I like this exercise because it's very controlled. It's very safe. I've seen people of all sizes and shapes do this exercise. Everybody from 100 pounds to close to 400 pounds. These normally have a 650 pound threshold, y'all. So if you're beyond that, let me know. I can come up with a specialized sequence exercise workout just for you. All right, I'll help you out. It won't hurt you. So I'm gonna move my camera over so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Just gonna get this set up. Not yet. You're more excited than I am. I'm never in a hurry to kick my own ass, ever. So I like taking my sweet time. But let me give you a better view of what it is I'm actually doing. So here's my couch. Here's my big ball. Music is off to the side. Now, if you want to make this more intense and more difficult for yourself, fine. That's cool. What you're going to do is you're going to hold a weight to your chest. Preferably not too heavy, because when you come back, again, you're going to fall into the same problem I did when I was overweight. And that weight is going to fall on your chest. Don't rest that on your chest while you're doing this. It compromises the cardio effect of tempo. So don't do that. You will compromise. So do it to your body weight first. Once you get bored with your body weight, then you can progress up to additional weight resistance. But we don't necessarily need weight at first. We are weight. And I'm just getting my positioning because I want to sit on the side, not the top of the ball. Sit on the side so when I come back, hello, how are you? I can feel contact to my back, but minimal contact. And I should feel full core engagement right here, more in towards the center. Not so much the lower, especially down here, but it's going to be more towards central. 2 ways of doing this: 4 count, 8 count. Slow extension. 4 count, slow extension, 8 count. I'll be doing the 4, so it's 4 back, 4 up. Everyone's like, that equals 8. Nope, 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then an additional 8 count up. That's a slow extension, 8 count. Go ahead, play with it. You'll love it. Trust me. Especially if you don't like the slow extension 4 count. So now we just need to pick a song that will accommodate our workout exercise. So I can do this in well over in excess of 7 minutes, but I won't do that right now. Let's see. Let me pick the speed. This is... my intuition is kicking in. This is Finally Moving by Pretty Lights. I added it to my likes on February 9th, 2021. It's 4 minutes, 37 seconds. And eventually I'll start having beats per minute for you guys. So I can actually tell you how fast the song is per beats per minute. But for right now, we're just going to keep it simple. Stay on the beat. All right? 5, 6, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, first 35, 45 seconds, always super easy. Unless you've never done tempo, and then that's usually when people start cursing. Now sometimes I like to rest my hands here. As long as it does not compromise your breathing or that tempo, you're good. One, two, three, four. Up, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. It burns. I'm in such a beautiful place in my head. I don't really feel it. I'm going to break out a couple of 8 counts, slow extension 8 counts, just so you know what they are. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. One day I'll go into partial extensions versus full extensions, but not today. I'm telling y'all, book is coming. I get to go through a stack of notebooks about yay big. Not looking forward to that, but I'm looking forward to being more organized. Done. Boom. Boom, baby.
And I was young, if I said to my mum,
That's a fun song. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. Like I can't describe the feeling I feel after I do these sequences. And it's yeah, I'm feeling it physically. It's where my mind goes. I'm at such a place of peace. Like, it's weird. I go into meditative states in this thing. If I am like, if the speed is right, the move is right, and that flow just goes, I'm gone. I swear, gone. And that's why, like, when I first started doing this, my ex-husband would come up and he kind of tap me on the shoulder, tell me he was leaving or coming or whatever. And I'm like, oh, what? And I'm like, get panicked in a sense, because it was like I got sucked back into my body at such a rate. It scared me because I didn't realize I was kind of in a detachment to that extent. It was kind of cool. So I hit runner's high with tempo. I hit meditative states with tempo. It all just depends on the formula, the speed, the move, the song. I love going into meditative states with or with instrumental music. I get there quicker. So thank you all so much for everybody meeting with me, jumping on, trying this with me. And again, any questions, comments, concerns, requests, let me know, and I will do my best to get back to them. Hey, Meg, I know you sent that probably a few minutes ago before sessions, but good morning to you too. Thank you so much for joining on with me. Let me know you're here. Woo! One of my favorite things of the day, of my daily life, guess what it is? My favorite thing, when you go to my website, Wix alerts me, not of who's on my website, but where generally you guys are. And to see the countries pop up. Different country. If I see somewhere different, I go, ooh, oh my gosh, someone from that country's on my website, oh my gosh. And I wish I had it translated to the more popular languages. Getting there. But just to see the interest, and it excites me, because that first 90 days, I had absolutely no intentions in teaching. None. Completely selfish, self-centered, all thinking about me, only me, but I had no choice. I had to. I was in very, very survival mode. So I knew I had to get myself on the up and up. I just didn't expect it for it to happen so quickly. That's what shocked me, was how fast I got my results. My diet's on point, exercises are consistent, every day, constant. I couldn't believe the amount of work, the amount of results I got in that short period of time. I was like, oh, and I made a Facebook post on it, and I hate that I cursed in it, but I even said, I looked back and the first thing I thought was, how the fuck did I do that? Because I've never experienced results that quickly, that safe, or that fun. I was like, oh, ooh. And I started kind of researching at that time in 2014. Is there anything like this on Earth? No. I was contacted by a marketing agency from New York City because there was only 2 people who were offering online streaming sessions before COVID in the entire United States. That was what I was told. Only 2. And I was one of them. I always knew I wanted to go online streaming, but funny enough, I couldn't stand being on camera. Now that was the funny thing, and that's why I never really pursued it. I just threw the idea out there that, yeah, I definitely want to do streaming, but I'm terrified of being on camera. Obviously facing a fear in real time. Some people are way more gracious at this than I am. I'm just excited I don't puke, throw up, or throw a tantrum. So, because my anxiety builds up as irritability, and irritability makes me very angry. So I have a tendency to be a little bit of a spitfire. But it's funny because I'm 5 feet tall, so everyone just thinks of me as a pissed off chihuahua. And I'm like, I'm being serious. They're like, oh, you're so cute. It's a short person problem. We don't look threatening. We look entertaining. Everyone needs a short friend. I love it when TikTok reminds me that I've been on for 90 minutes. It's almost like they're saying, okay, now you can wrap it up and then go on. But I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. No. I love screwing up algorithms. Being inconsistent, with the exception of me going live. That's the only consistency I have in my entire life right now. I consistently try to get them right at 7 o'clock. But you see, sometimes it's 7:01, 7:02 because life is not consistent. Life is not consistent. So to be consistent all the time is an impossible standard. Life's going to hit us. Life hit me yesterday. Pretty good. But we have to keep pushing on, right? We have to keep pushing. I'm the short friend as well. Thank you, all my shorties out there. And we love you tall people. We really do, because without you, we would not feel safe on, like, you know, when you put your hand there, we grab you here because we can't reach up here. Or if we need you to grab something from the top shelf at the grocery store, I find the tallest person I can find. That's why my best friend is 6'7". So, and it's funny because he asked me to do things down low, because I'm short, I'm already down there. So I'm like, oh yeah, so I do all the low stuff. That's how I get my legs so big. I do a lot of squats. But yeah, shorties. I always got crap for being short, like literally the shortest person in my entire family. But I kind of like it because it just makes me me. I'm the super short one. I beat my grandmother by 2 inches. There was only about my biggest weight was 237. She was about close to 3. So there's a history of very, very large women in my family. So I was aware that this is a big risk, that we don't just gain weight, we gain a lot of weight, a lot. And we usually carry it right here, up here, in our chest, in our bosoms, in our shoulders, in our backs, in our midsections. Now, some people in our family got lucky with the genetics and they're bottom heavy, which is a safer kind of fullness, absolutely. We don't want that around our midsection, around our heart, around our lungs. We can have it elsewhere, but around that, this area right here is very crucial. We get rid of it. We get rid as much as we can, as much as we have to. This isn't about being a certain size. Your heart does not care what your shape looks like. It cares on how much pressure that's being put on it, how much strain is being put on it through having to carry around even 30, 40 extra pounds. I'm carrying around about 17 extra pounds, and I can feel it sometimes on some days. It pings my sciatica a bit, and I know there's a 10-pound difference between not feeling that at all and feeling it worse. So if I gain 10 more pounds, this is going to get worse. My back pain will get worse, and I'm regressing. But so that's where weight loss becomes important. It has nothing to do about being a beautiful person. Being a beautiful person comes out in what you do, not what you look like. It's always about what you do. It's what you stand for. It's what you protect and you love. That's what makes beautiful people beautiful. I've been studying people for 30 years, 30 plus years, in the background, little wallflowers. Sometimes I was the center of attention, especially when I was younger. But as I grew older, I was desperate to try to understand people to the best of my ability, because y'all are just weird. But so I would kind of just watch behaviors. And then that's over the years, again, it just showed me again and again and again. You can have the most beautiful face and you can have the most blackest of hearts. Oh yeah. So there's a reason why swans are some of the most beautiful birds, and they're some of the most vicious as well. But again, that's not to say pretty people are nasty people as well. No, the whole point is never judge a person by their image. Judge them by their actions. Always. Right? All right. Soapbox. Down. Okay. Do. Let's see. This song's called Drama, and it's usually a fun one. We're gonna do ball assisted squats. Yeah, let's do these. Let's make squats fun. Let's make them weird. One, two. Now funny, I'm squeezing this ball and that's giving me resistance. One, two. Song's only 3 minutes long. She's pissing me. I can feel her cussing me out right now. Woo! Deep inner thigh. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Sick. It's been bothering me. Part about OCD, y'all. I try not to let perfectionism get the best of me. Okay, positioning good. Two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Squeezing that ball when I come up. It's gonna give you a thigh master effect. I'm probably gonna be back live again. So, I'll be back.